We are. I told you I was going to do the intro. I don't know why you're reading.
Go for it.
I told you I'm doing the intro.
Well, do the hook. Do the hook.
Nah. Okay, so this is how I do things. I just go willy-nilly, and I sound ridiculous when I start. I do all that on purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sako and the Moon. That is Sako. I'm the Moon. If you couldn't tell, our nameplates are on. This is the episode that I've been alluding to for so long. We did an episode where we interviewed our fantastic friends at Vamp Chat, Dan and Eva. They're here right here. And Dan gave us a suggestion for a movie, Therapy for a Vampire. We reviewed it, and I had thoughts.
Yes,
as I alluded to, and I said so in the episode. And I wish we weren't live so that we could like edit this part of the old episode in. It would fit in like right here. So we'll just imagine that it's being cut in right here. It's not. Okay.
It'll be in the cards. Yeah.
The old episode will be in the cards. But I said, hey, Dan, if you're watching this, if you don't think my review is fair, you come back on the show and defend this movie. As you can see, here he is. He hit me up. We arranged this. Here we are. And don't get me wrong. Any opportunity to talk to these two, whether it's on our show, on their show, hint, on their show, or if you get a chance to see them in public at any of these multiple writer or horror events, absolutely get a chance. Like seeing their name on the list,
booth.
You need to just show up automatically. Like forget whatever else is happening. I don't know what else. You just show up and just come out and hang. I've done that. I went to Louisville Horror Con, and I spent most of my time just kind of hanging out with them. Instead of the booth and just hanging out with them because they're such great people to talk to, and you're going to learn that over the course of the next hour or so because we got a lot to discuss. Of course, this is Sako Toomey, 1 billion times published indie author. She's an artist and graphic designer, wonderful producer of this show, and does all the really cool stuff. I just show up, and of course, I'm going to give Dan and Eva a chance to introduce themselves before we get into
ladies
the defense.
First.
I am Eva Vertreese, co-host of Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. I am also the author of the Fury trilogy. Book 1 of Fury is out. Book 2 is currently getting written, like furiously.
That should be part of your marketing. That should be part of your marketing.
Headline.
That should be part of your marketing. Like you should do like social media where it says, I am furiously working on the sequel to a Furious.
That's part of the marketing. You bet.
I can actually say I was writing at 30,000 feet. Like I was on the plane writing. Like,
ooh, that is also.
I do the same thing. Yeah,
that needs to be. This is all your marketing, just like right here, all in one.
Yeah.
Speaking of marketing, Dan.
Oh, yes. I'm the co-host of Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. I'm an author of Fiona's Guardians, a vampire novel, and the sequel is scheduled to come out in July in time for the Imaginarium. It's really the thing that Eva and I are trying to do is both have our novels out in time for the Imaginarium because we would love to make our table in Main Expo a real destination for vampire fans. And one way to do that is to have both of our books out there. So, and yes, I'm also a book publicist.
He has another book out that I actually own somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is. It's all about promo and marketing for your books and your such. So check them both out. Get their works, and then tell them how
promo.
That's right. DIY book promo.
Yeah.
See? So yeah,
it's a great book.
Do the things. Find their social media. Find the websites. Buy their books. You can Amazon it or go to your favorite bookstore and do that. Barnes & Noble it. Do whatever. Just buy the books. Do the things.
Yeah.
The other thing you should absolutely do is see the last interview we did, and then go to Tubi and watch Therapy for a Vampire. And then you should watch our old review of Therapy for a Vampire, where we gave it 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
I went back and rewatched it.
Yeah.
We gave it a 0.5 star for theme, a star for production. It was produced very well. I have 0 complaints on production of this movie. 1 star for characterization. I gave it nothing for writing.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing.
Is this where I jump in and defend, and Eva jumps in and defends the film?
Yes, it is.
Eva, you want to go first, or shall I?
No, you go.
Okay. So I just liked the idea of a film, a story about a woman being defined by everyone around her. This includes her boyfriend, who's painting her, but always painting her as a blonde when she's really darker haired. She never wears dresses. He's always got her in a dress. He has a book of erotic drawings featuring her, and often a submissive position. And then the Count, the Graf, discovers her and believes she is his long lost love from centuries ago, reincarnated. And so he's trying to define her and, dress her up and bejewel her and also hypnotize her. So he's actually trying to control her. So this is a woman who's basically trying to define herself. And when she does, everybody gets pissed off, including her boyfriend and the Count, the vampire. And so I just thought that, it was a nice little story about where by becoming a vampire, this character, this woman, does suddenly have control of herself and can define herself.
Autonomy.
That's the word. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna let Eva get her thoughts out before I jump in.
I thought it was really. Along with Dan's concept around the woman, I just loved the idea of a vampire needing therapy. I mean that you sit there and you think about how it living for so long, that all the vampires seem to have it so totally together, and here's this one who is just not. And then there were some funny moments in it where one of Dan's favorite tropes was exploited, and that's throwing the I can't remember
Counting.
if it was beans
small
or
object, a bunch
yes,
of yeah.
coins.
Oh, the OCD. True.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Over and
too.
spills it. He has to count. And, I mean, there was just some really cute moments, and there was a time when they're like looking in the window at what was going on. I mean, it was there were some really cool moments in it, and it was funny. It was funny.
Maybe it's not for everybody. Okay, we get that. Yeah.
So here's the trick. Okay,
Yeah.
So you mentioned her autonomy, and this is a very obvious theme of the movie. That was clear. I heard it. I saw it. I heard it. That was clear. I didn't like how we got there. Right. The message is a great message. Something that really should be highlighted in 2025.
Yeah.
But so that part I have zero issue with. Like that was a fantastic overall message. I just didn't. First, I just felt like there's so much going on that had nothing to do with like the vampire who needed therapy. The main character was the girlfriend, and I felt like we should have focused more on the vampire getting therapy, being that it's called therapy for a vampire, right? An interview with a vampire, the vampire being interviewed was the main character of the story. And as other characters come in and out of the story, it still all focuses on the vampire who is being interviewed. And I felt like he was a secondary character almost to, I mean, the girlfriend was so primary, which is great lead. But I feel like we should have focused more on the vampire getting therapy than anybody else, honestly. Now, if we were doing this like in flashbacks, or if we were doing this in some other way of displaying the medium, I probably would have felt a little bit different. And I'm gonna admit, when I rewatched the movie just last night, I want to make sure it was fresh. I rewatched it last night. I softened a little bit on my viewpoint. I softened a little bit. I'm like, okay, and then let me give this the second watch. I gave it the second watch. And I thought a couple things. I'm not going to read this whole thing. This was just my reference.
Oh, wow. Extensive notes.
Yeah, that's a lot of notes. Yeah.
But I was like, I would probably give it the half star I took away from theme. I would probably.
The theme is good.
Yeah. I caught the theme more the second time I watched it. So having watched it again, I felt like this is, for what it was doing, it did that and told that message very well. I don't think that's the message it should have been sent, or it should be titled differently. I get why it was called Therapy for a Vampire. It's a catchy title. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But I think you can see what my argument is about how the vampire getting therapy was not the main focus of this movie.
Well, okay, you could argue though that her gaining her autonomy was a little bit of therapy for all the guys.
Yeah.
You could argue that. I could see the argument.
You just earned the film another half star, I think, Eva.
No, not that quite. Now,
incrementally, we're gonna get there.
But I would give it that half star back. Because Sako gave it a star. Yeah, I did not. And I would probably go ahead and gift the star to the movie for theme. Because while I don't think that should have been the theme of this movie, I concede that the movie was clear in telling this story. I will also say that I had a comment where I said that this movie could be told the exact same way without the vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think if you took the vampiric elements out of it and you can tell the exact same story, even with the exact same characters, it's not a good vampire movie. And I would say that for like any type of blank genre movie, if you can take the blank out of said movie, it's not one of those movies. You see what I mean? I feel like the exact same message could have been done with just a rich dude. And under the exact same. Now, I will say that as I was reflecting on that, part of it was her learning more about herself, and part of that was through her new vampiric powers that she had temporarily, and spoilers that she ends up with at the end. And it was the men in her world that are around her, treating her how they felt they should or felt like they wanted, making her the way he wanted her to be. It's like, well, I don't want the transfusion. I'm going to give it to you anyway. I don't want to be bitten. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't want to do all this. I'm going to do it anyway. And then she eventually does just kind of reclaim what she wants and does her thing. At the end, she's fully autonomous. She is living the life she essentially is happy with what she wants. But again, I feel like we could have told this exact same story with just a lottery win. If she was just like surrounded by like a rich dude and all this stuff could have happened the exact same way with money. It didn't have to necessarily be vampires. But that being said, you could always tell that same rich person story, throw in vampires to create a vampire movie. So
you can do that with a lot of vampire movies.
You can do that with a lot of them. You can. So maybe I was a little bit harsh on that movie. Maybe I was a little bit too hard on it.
I will say that when Dan told me about it, and I have not, I'm pulling from memory because I have not rewatched it. But when I first sat down to watch it, Dan was like, "You got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie." My first gut was, "What the hell has he got me watching here?"
That's exactly what I said.
But as the movie went on, it grew on me. It really seriously grew on me.
It's still a fun watch. If anyone's out here listening to us,
Yeah.
Listen, I talk about a lot of movies that may not be the best movies in the world, but they are so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
When you start making, I'll admit, when you start writing books,
I mean,
oh, I have guilty pleasure movies. One I talk about, I refer to Velocipaster a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Jack Frost. Yeah.
Fantastic. So here's the thing. When you start to write books, you become hypercritical about books. Oh, the way that this was written. Oh, the font that they use. Oh, the way that this book is formatted. You become that person. You may not say it all out loud, but I'm sure the four of us can all say we picked up books and we're like, that was a choice. Sure. Oh, you started on the left. You started the chapter on the left side. That is a choice you made. Okay. And you know what? We may not say anything. We may not put that as part of our review. We just know that is a thing we noticed. And we just, okay. We have our thoughts. When you start making film, you do the exact same thing. And so I am very hypercritical of film. The more I have to study it for Hallowed Hills. So maybe I was a little bit harsh. I would give it its half star back on theme for sure. So it would be at least a 3-star movie, and I might give it like a half star on writing. If I was going to change the story. So if I would probably bump it to a 3.5 star.
That's actually a respectable grade, if you will.
Even 2.5 stars, generally speaking, I think is a respectable. It's a B minus. I think I qualify.
This is out of 5, right?
Well, no, out of 4.
This is out of 4.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean,
wow,
yeah,
that's even better. Okay,
so so that'd be 3.5 out of 4. It's 2.5 out of 4. So it's I've softened a little.
What you have to understand is that Dan and I have watched so many between us. We've watched so many vampire movies, and so for us, we're coming at it a little bit different in that we like the different, like not seeing the same theme over and over and over again. So we love those little nuances that it's like, oh, that's something we haven't seen in a while, or oh, they did this. And that's what piques our interest. And it can be, even the horrible ones, we still kind of like. I mean, like I was talking about our guilty pleasures. Mine's the 1974 Dracula's Dog, which is horrible, but I love it. And then his is Vampiros Los Muertos, which is horrible.
Yes.
I'll watch it every year. I don't know why, but I'm there.
But we love the different and the kind of obscure and the things that nobody else has really seen. That's what jazzes us. So when we see something like Therapy for a Vampire, it's like, oh, they use this trope that we haven't seen in any other movie for a while, and oh, they did this, and oh, they did this. So
I respect that. I do.
We're not critical. We're on the hunt for the unique, I guess, would be the
I second that. Yeah.
Have you guys covered Therapy for a Vampire on your show? Because y'all do movie reviews as well.
Right. So I reviewed it in this, I forget when, but yes, several months ago, I reviewed that film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back. I want to go back and listen.
How many drops? I don't remember how many drops of blood we gave it. Like 16, 15?
Well, I remember now. Because I gave What We Do in the Shadows, the 2014 film, 19 out of 20 drops of blood. I felt that Therapy for a Vampire was as funny and as clever. So I also gave it 19 drops of blood.
19 drops of blood. So for those who are watching, me and Sako, we have our movie grading system, which is out of 4. It's a 4-star system based on these 4 different categories. It's theme, writing, production, and characterization. So each category earns a star for the movie, depending on how we look at it. Dan and Eva have drops of blood, and it's out of 20. It's out of 20. So I guess I have to do some math, whatever.
I'm not going to lie; it's totally subjective, and it might depend on how much wine we had while we were watching the movie. Highly possible.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I think the proper conversion would be about 13 drops of blood, whatever our original score was.
Okay.
So it's out of 4 out of 5, so it's like a ×5 thing. So I think our 4.5 or 2.5 stars is about 12.5, 13 drops of blood. So I think if we go 3.5, we bumped up to an 18 drops of blood.
You're way more analytical.
17.5.
The blood. Nice. Okay. That's
I'm
good.
a super nerd. I have 2 calculators like on my desk. I have 2 calculators on my desk. Okay. Like this is what I do. This is my nerd numbers. Okay. And really dope hourglass.
Oh.
Which I should use far more often.
I have one of those.
But I don't. I love that hourglass.
I love it.
It's fantastic. Cherry wood, it's fantastic. It's great. But that was fun. That was about 20 minutes. That's what I thought that would probably run us. I'm so glad that you guys came back to defend Therapy for a Vampire. Give it its proper justice.
Star for it. This is really great.
Yeah. So the producers of this should find Dan and Eva and do their show. I don't know who did this movie, but if you somehow come across this because we mentioned you and you can find Dan and Eva, I'm sure they would love to fit you into their schedule.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And also anyone else who loves vampires should absolutely download the Podbean app right now. you can go ahead and pause this and then go download the Podbean app and then find Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. Go back and listen. They got 3 full seasons. You can listen to their show and find where Dan reviewed this, and you can compare our thoughts.
Super bingeable.
Actually, Moon, you don't have to download the pod. You have to download the Podbean app if you want to listen to us live.
Fair.
But
Please
you can catch
tell
the
people.
episodes on Spotify, Amazon. I mean, everywhere.
Even better. So all the places where you listen to Sako on the Moon, you can listen to Dan and Eva. You ain't got to download anything new. But I would suggest go ahead and download the Podbean app. We have a lot of good friends that do podcasts on that app. You can always catch the replays on all your other platforms. So definitely go find them where you listen to podcasts, and you will not be disappointed. They have a much better structured show than we do. Very structured.
Sometimes.
Imagine if Sako did literally everything for this show. This is what their show would be. Because Sako is so much better at being structured than I am. I'm just here. I just exist. But no, absolutely. If you love vampires, they cover so much about vampires in every level. They talk to so many amazing vampiric authors and such. It's so great. Like, just I'm flooding them with compliments, not just because they're here and because they're great friends, but this is the reason why they're here and why they are great friends of the show. Because they are just honestly super dope people. And thank you guys for being here. We're not done. This is only been 20 minutes. We are so not done with Danny because we got them back. They're here on the break of their show. Like their show's on break right now. And
came out of our coffin.
Right. They came out of their coffins just for us, just for you, the people at home, just so you can see them on Sako on the Moon. So you guys were talking about it a little bit before we came on. What are you guys doing on break right now? What's happening? Dan, you just did something. Eva, you're working on something.
You want me to go first, Eva?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. So during the first few weeks of our break after Halloween, I raced to the finish and found an ending for the sequel to Fiona's Guardians, a vampire novel I released 5 years ago. And I finally got the ending that I'd been looking for. And it's basically now going to be a 3-part series. I didn't have to bite off the whole thing in one bite. I just decided I could just get an acceptable ending for me and hopefully for my readers, and then we'll resolve in the 3rd and final book. And that is the story of that, and it'll come out in time for the Imaginarium convention here in Louisville in July, and hopefully Eva's book will be right next to mine.
Yep,
that's right.
So
Eva.
I'm writing furiously. So writing a Hellish Fury. And so I'm hoping to get that to the editor, our good friend Holly, to get to the editor by January 31st is my turnover date, and she is on me hot and heavy, and it's been too long. I mean, part of the problem is Vamp Chat. Dan and I laugh about this all the time because we've been writing the whole time, but we've been writing for Vamp Chat. Like we haven't been writing on our books. So we decided normally we would start Vamp Chat in January. We decided to start it in February, and we've got some really exciting things coming. But we're just taking a break. Give me a chance to get this thing across the finish line.
So of course this show is designed for those who are trying to do literally the things that all 4 of us do. So what would you say is, for someone who is trying to start a podcast of their own, what would be some initial, 3 initial tips that you would give for someone trying to start a podcast? Because don't get me wrong, a lot of what holds up my time is Sako on the Moon and Moon Eagles Wrestling. That takes up a lot of my time. There's been a lot of film ideas that have not been written because I've been prepping for all the podcast work and all the film stuff. So what are the things if someone's trying to start a podcast or do a podcast, they're finding difficulty? Whichever one y'all want to go first, what would be some advice you guys would give?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I would suggest. One is find definitely 2 works better than 1. For the most part, and find somebody that you can disagree with, and have a opposition, but not like we don't fight. We don't. I'll talk about it later. But we don't have disagreements, but we have discussions. And so, you want that other, Dan's much more analytical. I'm much more, I'm like you, Moon. Dan is like Sako. I mean, it works. So if you can find somebody who you can get on air with and kind of have that duality. Two, pick a streaming service that works for you. Mine's Podbean. Ours is Podbean, but try to learn as much as you can, because we didn't know anything. We knew nothing. We started
learning as you go is
we
what will happen.
knew Jack and
shit. Jack and Coke. Yeah. We knew Jack and Coke. That's what we.
But then the third thing is just do it. I mean, just do it. Even if you don't know anything, just get on there and do it. I mean, one of the things that I love about season 1, I don't necessarily love it, but I've grown to love it, is that you get what's called I call the pre-game show. And that was the whole time we're sitting there and we're like, are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me? Like, are we on? Like, how's this thing working? And oh my gosh, and so
we started out that way. Yeah.
I was thinking about going back and dubbing over it with the music, because we didn't even know how to do music till season 2. And so I was thinking about dubbing over that, but all the fans are like, no. They're like, no. They love that. They love that pregame show, and they love the fact that you can, they're growing with us through the podcast, is what we've been told. So they're like, don't touch it. I'm like, okay, because some of it's kind of funny.
Yeah, you can't go over. You can't type over the old stuff, man. You gotta leave it as it is.
You're right.
That's where the magic is. That's where the sauce is, right?
I mean, we laugh because our first episode, our guest was a no-show.
Oh no!
Right off the bat. Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, we interviewed each other, so we were like, "Oh, okay."
We did something similar. We did
yeah. And I believe Eva, that's our most listened to episode still. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to mess up. Don't think that you're gonna. We look like idiots all day long, and it's fine. It's fine. I mean, at least I do. I know I do. Dan, you're much more put together than me, but.
I'm fine.
I don't.
He's more put together than all of us. Like, Dan's the one that's got it all lined up.
Boy, I've really fooled y'all, haven't I?
I know the truth. We're both. But and the biggest thing is have fun with it. Like, we are having so much fun. That's one of the things that drove us to keep going. Is one, it was the fans' response to season 1, because we were only supposed to go 6 episodes. And so, but it was the response. But the other thing is we have fun doing it. So
and we have really fun guests too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Everybody we brought on the show has been really great to talk to. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're coming. We'll
talk.
The invitation.
We will talk. Maybe season 4, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds great.
You're getting the invitation.
Yeah.
Dan, you want to go in before? I mean, I'm going to jump in and just piggyback off you guys before we go into the fantastic structured form of the show that's the Sako setup. Go ahead, Dan. I can't really improve on anything Eva has said, although I think that we'll just go ahead and to burnish our credentials a little bit. We'll tell you about some of the guests we had. J.R. Ward, New York Times bestselling author of The Black Dagger. Fantastic episode. I'm gonna cut you off because that was such a great episode. I've seen her book. I enjoyed listening to that episode so much.
Yeah, me too.
J.R. Ward's a spitfire.
She is.
She is.
And I don't even know if we can handle having J.R. Ward on our show. Like, I can't even. I'm not even familiar with her work. But I'm just like, I don't know who this person is, but I love listening to her talk. This is fantastic.
Yeah, she was really great. She was fire. PC Cast, also another New York Times bestselling author who's also being adapted, her books. And Dacre Stoker, our good friend, who we hope to have more events with in the near future. Dacre was another great guest. He's a really great guy.
Great guy. Yeah, I've had the pleasure.
I would love to get Dacre on the show.
I have had the lovely pleasure of sitting with Dacre Stoker. Holly, he came to Imaginarium a few years ago, And I remember getting this random message at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. She's like, Moon, you still up? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I need a favor, like a big favor. I'm like, what? She's like, I don't have anyone to go pick up one of our guests from the airport. Can you go pick up Dacre Stoker? And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll go. So I'm exchanging information with Dacre, getting it like his like landing times. And so now Dacre Stoker's in my car and we are driving to the hotel where Imaginarium takes place. And we're just talking. And this is one of the best things you see these names all over the place. These names have been plastered on book covers and like movie posters and whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, they genuinely are people with lives and grandkids and favorite foods and interests, and they're just really fun people to talk to. I had a great time talking to Dacre Stoker throughout the course of the weekend, but nothing really beats that conversation in the car, because it was really just a dude and another dude driving to a place, and all other titles and names and everything else fades away. We gotta get Dacre Stoker on the show. He's a busy guy. Good luck holding him down in the country.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to get Dacre. Dacre, if you hear me, we gotta get you on the show. I'll text you.
Pretty please.
Right.
I had a very similar kind of realization. We did an event in Richmond, Virginia with Dacre, and it wasn't the event. It wasn't any of that. We had an Airbnb. We all shared it. The three of us shared an Airbnb. And so every evening we would all go into the living room and have bourbon and sit around and just talk. I mean, and so
I've not drank with Dacre Stoker. That's what I need to do.
I'm a huge fan of Dracula. Like I've read it 10 times. Like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm in an Airbnb having a drink with the author of Dracula's great grandnephew. I'm like, how surreal is this?
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild. And Dacre's one of those people who there's so much mystique on his name, right? And I remember as we were preparing for that particular Imaginarium, the producer from Hallowed Hills was like, I don't know how we're going to get close to him. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we need to do an interview with Dacre Stoker. I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm like, good luck getting close to that guy, dude. None of us have a chance. Then I get the phone call to pick him up from the airport. I'm like, yeah, we could probably talk to him. So then Stephanie Lanham from Hallowed Hills, she had a chance. She got a chance to sit and do an interview with him. And I think like they messaged back and forth a little bit because he's just really that nice a guy.
He's so nice. He's awesome.
He's just a dude. He's just a really good dude. And I think we have to really like start working away from like the mystique that goes on people's names. And it's like, erase the mystique, man. It's mystique on people's names. Focus on the people part. Like they're just people. They're great people when you get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's what we've discovered is we focus on the people. Not on necessarily what they've done or what they think about, like, what celebrities they've worked with. Like, I don't care about that. I want to know about you. Like, I want to know about you. And so we make it a priority to get to know the individuals that are on our podcast.
And you guys do that very, very well. I've listened to your show a lot, and you guys really do hit on that. Just sharing, giving people the space to share, like just their genuine selves. You don't hold them back. You don't keep them restricted. You just like, hey, be you. You're welcome to Vamp Chat. Your family. Let's just do the things now.
That's right.
And,
that's it.
Everybody on our show is family. Sorry. Go ahead.
So for sake of time.
Oh, we're gonna go over. It's fine. I knew that when this was. I knew when we scheduled this one, it wasn't gonna be. It's fine.
Okay.
What? I have nothing to do after this. Like I could go 2 or 3 hours of this, right? Yeah. I know they can't, but I could. Like I got time. So
okay. I got a hard 2 o'clock, but after that, but before that, I'm good.
Oh, we're not gonna make it at 2 o'clock. It's gonna be fine.
Right.
All right. So I have a bunch of apparently very interesting questions.
Very deep and
very good. I actually called in. I'm like, hey, do we need to talk about these questions? Because like these are really good.
Yeah, we called each other last night about it and talked, and yeah, it was
like, wow, I got to think on this.
Yeah, we also wanted to make sure that we gave you different
which is
answers,
why
too.
I wanted to send them to you, so that you could think about them a little bit before.
Yeah.
Let that be before Sako takes over the rest of the show, because I've owned the first 35 minutes of the show. So if you're going to do a podcast with guests, which is a brand new element to our show, it's a good idea to go ahead. If you got questions for them, send them ahead of time. Otherwise, you run the risk of the person going, "Oh, well, that's a good question."
Right.
Now, if you can't, if you're listening to us on audio, I'm just staring out in the sky because that's often what the person's doing while they're on your show. If your podcast is audio only, that's dead air. And I'm sure Mr. Radio will tell you what you don't want is dead air.
Exactly. Yes. So now it's funny because I don't think Eva and I actually send out questions, but we do let them know that we want to talk about this, and we want this area here, your new book or your new movie that you're working on, that kind of thing, and then we'll talk about blah blah blah. But we always encourage them to listen to an episode, just so that they get a feel for the show.
Yeah, and that's
sure.
That's a great hit. If you're not going to do exact questions,
we write the questions with enough with enough information for them that it's not leading them blindly into our questions. So, it's like we're giving them kind of the background of where we came from, how we got to this question. And then, now the one thing that we do is, and they know them if they listen to them, are our 4 vampy questions that we ask everybody.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. And I cannot
and
wait.
I have 5 rapid fire questions at the end that I haven't sent you.
I think you stole did you steal that from them?
Kinda.
Okay.
I cannot wait to be asked the 4 vampy questions. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
We've only had to change them one time. And that was for Andy Boylan with Taliesin Meets the Vampires, because he's been on the show and we had him back. And it was like, oh, we got to come up with 4 whole new ones for him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what vampire trope do you love, even though it's messy, overused, or objectively terrible?
We have thoughts. Shall I go first, Eva?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Needing to be invited into a home by the rightful owner. I do not use this trope in my own writing, but I've seen it done successfully in several movies and even books. And I just think it works as a comedy. It really works for comedy. I'm thinking of Nadia, who wants to visit who's visiting her reincarnated boyfriend from centuries earlier, and whose name is Gregor. Yes,
Gregor. Yeah.
And even though it's not a domicile, she's trying to get into his place of business, his workplace.
The parking garage. The parking garage.
Yeah, the parking garage. Yeah, which is just amazing. But so they play with it a little bit, and she can't go across the threshold of the parking garage until he invites her in. And it's just good for comedy, I think.
That's funny. That's funny. I liked it in Sinners. I finally got to see
in Sinners.
I like that they use
drama. It really works. Yeah.
Which you would find there's a little bit of a conundrum in Sinners though, because it's actually a public place. So why couldn't he cross the threshold?
Well, yeah. I will say this briefly. It makes sense to me because it's a place of business which is privately owned. So if you look at, I used to work in a gas station, so everyone would always say, "I'm in public property." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're on private property that we've opened to the public." So that's a slightly different thing. We do have private owner rights of our establishment, so it is a public space, a space that's open to the public, but it is a private business. So
but then you kind of wonder where does the boundary hit? Because they can walk into a convenience store or they can walk into a Walmart, but they can't walk into
the Vampires of Walmart. If one of the two you don't write that, please.
That's a book. Oh my God, that would be a great movie.
Please. I will help you with, if you want to work with me and we can do the short film, I'll write the Vampire of the Walmart. That would be
so freaking funny.
Of course,
I will help.
Costuming would be really good because instead of the fancy, 18th century clothes
poetry,
it's the blue vest.
everywhere.
Or
We have
the
just come
customers,
up
they're
with
just all
a
wearing pajamas.
phenomenal
You know?
idea. We
I
have
hate
come
that
up
we
with
did
a
this publicly.
phenomenal
I hate
idea.
that we did it publicly. We got like, okay, so you finished the theory, the sequel to A Fury, and then we're gonna have to get together at least before July and start working on some plots because this is that's funny. That's sorry.
Okay, well, back
carry
to
on,
her,
carry
back
on,
to the
carry on.
answer. For me,
Okay.
I don't think I sat there and thought, and I was like, I don't think I have said one time what my favorite trope is on Vamp Chat. And you know, Dan has talked about
the exclusive.
He loves the you know, having to count the beans or you know pins or whatever. But I actually really like the ability to teleport or to go very fast. It's not teleporting. It's they're so fast. And I do think that while I do love Twilight, I do think it was poorly done because you actually see them running. And I love it on the first episode of Talmasca. They do it really well the way I like it, where you know he's sitting in the chair and then boom, he's on the back of the couch. And then boom, he's right behind you. Like I love that. The surprise, the speed that's so fast you can't see it. So
which they did in Therapy for a Vampire.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I love that trope when it's I love that. So that's mine.
Awesome. If you had to name the current era of vampire media, like neon gothic or post-Twilight decadence, etc., what would you call it and why?
Okay. I'm calling it the Visigoth era.
Ooh.
Taking a term from history. So I'd say this because it's, you know, vampires and Gothic culture in general are more visible than ever, at least in my memory right now. So I kind of like the idea of calling it the Visigoth era.
And I put down generation bonding Gothic resurgence.
Ooh.
So, you know, Sinners,
That's a lot to unpack.
Nosferatu, Dracula Love Story, the new Frankenstein. So we've been moving towards scarier monsters with darker content. And the movies are tapping into the nostalgia of like the boomers and the Gen Xers. But at the same time, they've got the monster and the gore that the younger generations like. So it's kind of pulling everybody together. So that's what I went with.
I see what you're doing there, Eva. Okay. Okay.
Which vampire in pop culture would you absolutely never want on your show, even for the content?
Okay. I would welcome any pop culture vampire onto the show. The only ones I'd say no to are humans who claim they are vampires and who drink blood from willing thralls. And we know from documents, and actually this has been documented for a while. There are people like this. We've known that there are people like this for the last 50 years or more. Usually in New Orleans. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But these people, this just freaks me out. I wouldn't want them on the show.
I'm okay. What I got to preface these questions because like you're either going to create like I'm going to get canceled, or like Dan and I are going to end up in the first.
You can't get canceled before I do. Come on.
I mean, you know, or Dan and I are going to end up in the first fight we've ever been in. So we were laughing at this. It was like, well, we've never had a disagreement until now. So I'm going to catch hell for this. I know I'm going to catch hell for this, but anybody from the Vampire Diaries. And there's a reason. So if you, oh my gosh, sorry. You're about to be photobombed. So if you look at, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, okay. Buffy was the first kind of YA, you know, it's got some history. It's got some relevance. Okay. Then you look at Twilight. Twilight was something of a game changer. You know, everybody was talking about the sparkly vampires. Everybody was like, it created a lot of drama and a lot of, oh my God, get down. Sorry, I have an Australian Shepherd that
it's our fifth guest right there.
It's our
about to beat him. Anyway, so you know, there's some content there. Dan and I, neither one of us can come up with a single thing that the Vampire Diary. What would we talk to him about? Like it's done nothing. And it's not that I don't love the show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Niklaus. I love, I love the kid. Well, not from Vampire Diaries, but from like Legacy and Origins and stuff. I like that better. But what would I talk to them about? Like they've done nothing. They haven't contributed too much.
Did they ever the vampire at all?
I have a question. Because I've never watched Vampire Diaries. So what is the general, very briefly, what is the general premise of that show? And why is it that you say that they've done now? What is the nothing that they've done? I guess
teenage girl, two vampires, love triangle, fighting witches, warlock. It's like a Buffy kinda without the vampire hunter. It's a typical. Dan, you mentioned it was out at the same time as what was it?
True Blood, right about
True Blood, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really.
It didn't really offer anything new.
And she's gonna hate me. I'm gonna get canceled out from Christmas, but because she's a huge fan. But really, like, what would I talk to him about? I mean,
yeah.
Going to Georgia.
Is this one of those shows, as I kind of referred to earlier, that the story could have been told just fine without the vampires?
Probably.
Maybe. I mean, it is such a formulated script of two vampires, the girl, the love triangle, throw in a couple of witches, throw in some. It just there's no external like
conflict.
Yeah. It's just I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to say this. Like, with Twilight and Buffy, there's the first YA, all the controversy. There's nothing around Vampire Diaries. Now there's a huge fandom, and I like it. It's not a horrible vampire show at all. There's just from an interviewer standpoint, I got nothing to ask him about. Like,
it would be a struggle, I think. Yeah, for us, for both of us.
It would be a real struggle because it's just a teen show. I mean, I don't.
That sounds fair to me.
Yeah. See, you're gonna cause me to get off. I can see the emails coming.
Yeah. Maybe we'll actually get some emails.
Oh my God.
Sako in the Moon podcast at gmail.com.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to challenge.
Send your hate to us. We'll filter it.
I'm going to challenge anyone who's listening to this. Give me content that I can talk about regarding Vampire Diaries, and I will reconsider my position, because right now I can't think about what I would talk to them about.
So all the fans of Vampire Diaries out there, if you're not a fan, but if you know someone who's a fan of Vampire Diaries, send them the link to this after you've liked and subscribed to our channel and you've gone and followed their podcast and whatever your platform is. After you've done that, go ahead and be like, hey, someone's got a question for Vampire Diary fans. If she was to interview someone associated with the show, a character or something, what would we even ask them?
Yeah, I mean, other than did he really love Caroline at the end? Or, I mean, it's just like, I got nothing. So, I don't know. I'm going to get me.
No, you'll be fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire.
I think we could survive the hit. As what, yeah.
You can bounce back from this one.
I'm open. Don't get me wrong. Everybody know I like Vampire Diaries. I really do. I just don't know what I'd talk to him about on the show.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. You didn't attack the Beehive. You didn't attack the Swifties. I think you're okay. Beyonce and Taylor Swift are safe.
Yeah, I love those.
I think we're okay. We're okay.
Diary of a Showgirl is awesome. So,
what's the last vampire story that genuinely surprised you? Not entertained you, but made you go, "Oh, damn, they did that."
Yeah, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of guests who brought content forward that made me think about this a lot. And I guess the one author that did this the most effectively, or just surprised me most of, was Jacqueline Holland, author of The God of Endings. And I forget if that was in our first season or maybe our second. But I like that her vampire protagonist, Colette or Anna, fed on the blood of her cats. Just took a little pinprick of with her teeth, took a little bit of blood, and then went on to the next cat. So not to hurt them and not to kill them, obviously. But yeah, she just had a bunch of cats in the attic, and that's how she survived without killing humans. And so I've never seen that anywhere before. Never thought about that. I don't even recall have seen cats in any vampire story that I've read before. So why not? That was interesting.
Yeah, that was. I went to the movies. Okay. The one I can't talk about because the latest movie that I saw that did that was Dracula: A Love Story, and I review it and all that, but I can't talk about it because it's not out until February or March and nobody's seen it, and it's a big spoiler. So I can't talk about that one, but that's the last one. I think for me, Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Sinners. I loved just everything about it. The music, the history, the details, the pulling everything in that movie pulls in. We walked out of there. I actually saw it with Holly and Steven, who have they're the owners of the Imaginarium, and they have the podcast, Star Chamber podcast. But we stood outside that movie for literally 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes, just talking about that movie after we got out of it. And so it was that movie was probably the last one that did that to me. I was just so shocked and enamored and spellbound with it. So
Sinners just it never feels like it feels like a vampire movie because it clearly is a vampire movie, but it doesn't feel like any other vampire movie.
Yeah.
It feels different. It
feels very different. You're right. Yeah.
And I feel like you can't know what that really means until you have sat and watched it. Like unbothered, undisturbed. Like you have to really sit with it. And you're just like, ooh, this does feel different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's so many little things with that movie. I mean, the Choctaw, the whole history behind that. And it goes beyond the movie. And then at the end, when they're showing the newspaper clips, it's just a brief snippet of these newspaper clips. But if you actually go in and look at them, you can derive how long Remek's been in the United States. And I mean, there's just so many little details in that movie. It was just like, wow, they did that.
Yeah.
Then the music. Oh my God, the music. So
the music, yeah. If you love blues.
Which I think I don't know that is there any other vampire movie that's got a soundtrack like that? I mean, I can't think of any. Not
that I've seen.
I mean, Lost Boys had a really good soundtrack.
Yeah. But this is damn near blues album. Really good, and even just I maybe we'll just have to review Sinners at some point. But the music, the Irish folk music in the same movie as that old blues.
Yeah.
Like it's all comparative. And I think it was one of the best parts about the musical element. Like the music is comparative. And I wouldn't be able to walk into a lot of spaces and say that Irish folk music and Southern blues is very comparable music, but Sinners will convince you otherwise.
And then to pull in Buddy Guy at the end. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wow. So that's my answer.
That's fair.
What's an on-air disagreement between you two that still haunts you or resurfaces periodically?
It resurfaces often, I think. It is a question. Of course, the question: are you Team Louis or are you Team Lestat? And even I disagree. I think Louis is the better vampire for feeling empathy, among other reasons. But and Eva loves the bad boy, Lestat. So yeah.
I am Team Lestat. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Louis guy.
Yeah, as is often mentioned, Louis is a whiny bitch.
I disagree.
sometimes we've had a guest. I think it was V Neil. I think who said, "Yeah, he's a whiny bitch" or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
you know, the funny
sympathetic.
thing is, we that is really like the only, and we have it at our events. We have our board where you know we ask everybody to vote. We ask all of it's one of our 4 vampy questions. So it comes up every episode, and we were keeping a tally of votes, and we've kind of just given up on that because I don't think Louis won once.
Lestat always wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that always wins.
When you
you know,
when you go for the vampire, the bad boy is going to win. Like I get it. That's our boy Louis, but I get it. Yeah.
But like I said, you know, we don't really, outside of that, we don't disagree. We have discussions. Like we love to talk about tropes. We love to talk about how the vampire is evolving. We love to talk about our newest thing is Ireland becoming the new Transylvania. Because we're starting to see a lot more Irish vampires than in the folklore and everything. So, Dan, you want to piggyback on that?
This will be a panel discussion. Sorry to interrupt, but can I plug this?
Yeah.
This will be a panel discussion that we're having at the Imaginarium at the Holiday Inn Louisville East, which runs from July 17 to 19. You can find out more by going to entertheimaginarium.com. Find us and find that panel because Eva and I are going to co-moderate it.
Dan's going to be there. Eva's going to be there. Sako's going to be there.
Yeah,
the Moon's going to be there.
Yeah,
we will all be present at the Imaginarium.
We're going to debate it. We're going to have a live debate of it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
We might. I might be in the room. If I'm not,
I might be in the room.
If I'm not busy,
Depends
I
on
might
schedules.
be in the room. I mean, you know what I mean. So, depending on what the rest of the horror stuff is going on, because I think Sabata's got like 45 panels that I'm probably going to be a part of. 48 of them. But yeah, no, that's definitely a very interesting discussion because there's so much, like Transylvania is so synonymous with vampires. Not Transylvania, Kentucky, or University. we have it's Kentucky, the real one. But it's so synonymous with vampires.
The one in Romania.
Yeah, it's just so synonymous with the source, the mecca of vampires.
Ireland, folklore, you know.
So Ireland becoming the new Transylvania it's a very interesting discussion. I want to be a part. I want to at least witness.
Well, in Remick, you've got Remick. You have Cassidy from Preacher. You have Angel. You have help me out here, Dan.
Well, we should note that the Dracula author Bram Stoker was an Irishman.
Yeah,
and he would have been very familiar with some of the vampiric legends from the Emerald Isle, such as the Abhartak and the Dreg Due. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Two very obviously vampiric legends that Stoker would have absolutely have been aware of, and he probably his main character Dracula is probably a lot more of those two, a mashup of those two, than some of the Eastern European legends, including that of Vlad Dracul III. You know. Yeah,
Holly and Steven, if you guys are hearing me right now, maybe we need Dacre Stoker in 2026 to be a part of this panel and answer and address that exact concept. I'm here for the conversation either way, but I think. Because you made that point, I feel like Dacre has to be here. Dacre, come on. It's Dan and Eva. Come on.
What's behind the scenes Vamp Chat ritual or quirk the audience would be shocked to learn?
Not about shocked, but we do this every time because Eva and I call each other maybe 20 minutes before the show goes live at 7:00. And we want to say it together?
Sure.
3, 2, 1. See you on the other side. And then we hang up and
it's like a pregame ritual. So we have to say that and then we get on Podbean. So
So you hear how out of sync that was, ladies and gentlemen? These two at the end of every episode, they have this really well-structured closing where they plug each other's book. which I love the fact that y'all done that. Y'all do it that way. Y'all plug each other's books, and then they have this. You think that they have the rhythm down by now.
And with that,
we bid you
good
night. Oh, we almost had it perfect this time. I think we got for the first time on Sako and the Moon. We got it.
We didn't.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
So close. You guys got really close a couple of times.
Yeah,
I think y'all might have gotten even close the last episode we did. But this is what
not,
I mean.
We're legitimately trying. We just
They're
can't.
legit trying. We've talked about this.
It's the net. You there's no way you can like sing together or speak in tandem. Like,
yeah, we have fun
maybe
with it.
So here's what you need to do. You need to go to Enter the Imaginarium. You need to get a ticket to Imaginarium next July. You need to be here at this panel because they need to close the panel.
Oh, we can't even do it live. We can't even do it live.
I know. Which is why they need to come together and do it live. So you can see they're genuinely trying with or without internet syncing. You got to see. That's one of my favorite quirks about their show, which is why I'm throwing it in after this question. Like in this question,
like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Oh,
I knew you'd try. Especially we brought it up. I knew you'd try. And I love you guys. I knew it wouldn't work because it never does, and that's like I think I'll be upset the day it does.
Probably because then
I'll be upset the day it works.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
But it's so much fun. One day you guys aren't gonna be ready for it. Y'all gonna hit it, and then you're gonna be like, oh, we did it. And then everyone in the live chat, because if you listen to it live on Podbean, then you can be part of the live chat as this is happening. The live chat's gonna go wild because they did it. They finally did it, and then it'll never happen again. And it's going to be one of those things you're going to have to be there.
And there will be no more Vamp Chats after that. The show will just have to end permanently.
Lies. They'll do this forever.
Lies.
You've done it this long, knowing how long. And that's the fun part about this, because me and Sako had no idea how long we were going to do this show. We figured we do
3 years now.
About and we do a few. We figure like we knock a few episodes down. Let's be fun for a little bit. And it's just like, you know what? This is a lot of fun. We have a lot more to talk about. Let's keep going. Then we got guests. And then now we are like almost all guests this season.
Yeah, we are all guests. I filled in the zombie episode.
I heard. So we have like all guests this season. So it's just like the show evolves over time. So to piggyback on what Eva said earlier about starting your own podcast out there, just do it. It will not be perfect. Your first episode will not be perfect. Your first season.
It's so wild that we became an interview show. Like,
I'm not surprised.
Did not intend on that being a thing.
It, but I know me well enough that I like talking to people. I write. Anyway.
Well, one of the things that we weren't intending necessarily, but because we were primarily interviewing, vampire creatives and authors and things like that. But now we actually have quite a few celebrities that we met at Scarefest that we're in talks with to come on. So, it's even evolving even more into, from authors to, now having some celebrities on. So nice. They do evolve. They evolve.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, the one piece of advice that you could ever grab from any professional that's doing the thing, I use professional very loosely, is whatever it is that you want to do it. You have to do it. I think writers, we say you can't edit a blank page.
Yeah.
You can't edit a blank page, so you have to write it. Whatever the book is, write it. Whatever the film is, make it. Whatever the podcast is, do it. You can always improve upon what you've done. You can always make what you've done better. Your second movie can always be better than your first. Your second book can always be better than your first, but you have to write the first one first. You have to do the first one first.
Yep.
Yeah. Good advice.
Do it. With or without Nikes. Do it.
Oh, stop that. So I am a tabletop RPG dork. Specifically with Vampire the Masquerade a la White Wolf Publishing. And I gotta know, if your listeners were a VTM clan, what clan would they be?
This one, we actually really had to think about this one a lot, but I think it would be the Toreador clan.
Ooh.
Because they are obsessed with beauty and art. They're connected to humanity, and they have an interest in modern trends. And I'd like to think that Vamp Chat is trending. Now, as for the Bane, okay, they're one of the risks of admiring beauty is aesthetic fixation. So they're easily mesmerized by
the
beautiful
Rook
things.
Shrek. Yeah.
Like our podcast. They're obsessed with our podcast. So that's my answer.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, so just really quick off Sako, have you seen the new game coming out, the
Bloodlines 2?
No, it's just called Blood. Look it up.
No, I haven't seen it.
Figures are amazing. And now that I know that you play, I want to play with you. So that sounded really bad, didn't it? Anyway.
It's Sako on the moon. I'm here. Everything sounds bad. It's fine. Remember, you are me.
Game.
Remember, you are me in this thing.
I've played BattleTech and a couple of others, but I definitely want it. Now that I know that you do that, I'm like, oh yay!
Yeah, I'm a total dork.
Okay,
second generation.
Yeah. I'm new to the RPG, the tabletop like world, but I'm all in. So all in.
Awesome.
Okay, so I was going to say Toreador. I really was going to say Toreador, and then I started looking at some of the others, and Malkavian. So they are defined by their clan's weakness, and they're incurably insane. And so the spectrum can range from mild paranoia to panic attacks to completely separated from reality. And so I kind of went with this little insanity kind of thing because we are kind of goofy and we are kind of insane, and we were insane when we started the podcast, and we're kind of still insane, and some of our fans are admittedly geeky and nerdy and insane, and that's what we love about them. So I went with Malkavian. So
that's a trip. That's a trip.
Good insane, not bad insane, good insane.
Good insane.
What's really the difference? I mean,
no fluffy bunny Malkavians in my games.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Basically,
I think there was a vampire.
I wear socks on my hands and mittens on my feet.
A vampire in a bunny suit would be hilarious.
Yeah, well, they're also notorious for playing pranks on other vampires. Mm-hmm. So they're good. It's probably a very loose translation of the Malkavians, but or loose description of them because they are pretty dark. But that's what I chose. So
don't mind me making notes.
Nobody's ever accused me of being insane. So
in bunny suit.
Yeah. Vampires in bunny suits.
Yeah.
The vampire Walmart could be in a bunny suit. We should not be doing this live. We shouldn't do this live. We got
okay. Well, let's recalibrate. What's the most unhinged but correct piece of fan art or fan theory a listener has sent you?
This one I struggled with, but you had me at unhinged, and I really didn't get much beyond that. So what is the most unhinged thing that somebody...
Not correct.
Yeah, that's not... Yeah, it was like... Okay.
Unhinged but correct.
But correct. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with this because...
correct, because we haven't had any of that. We had unhinged.
We got unhinged.
I'm here for unhinged. Let's go there.
All right. Okay. There's a person out there who claims that a human can summon their inner or innate vampire powers through and I'll keep this intentionally vague, through daily exercise and intentional focus, and this discipline makes it possible for humans to have vampiric powers. When somebody brings us to you this idea, I would say that's unhinged, and it doesn't make me feel secure to be around anybody who would think that way. But another one I would not bring on the show, probably. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow.
And I received a message from a fan that said that they could tell that I had yet to be awakened.
Creep, crawl, creep. Yeah.
So yeah, it's I don't know what that means. I'm a little apprehensive at that. So
I'd be apprehensive at that too. I don't what yeah.
So
when you live in public, you're going to get some of this. You know,
you would think, but we haven't received any fan mail. Or
my friends are weird already.
Or we get DM'd from time to time, but
my friends are already weird. Like they can't get any stranger. Like that's the kind of thing.
I love weird. Don't get me wrong. I love weird.
I wouldn't be surprised if I knew one of those two people. Like, that's Joey. Okay. That checks out.
No names.
That checks out.
Right. Yeah.
I just made up a name. I don't know who this person is.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Of course, it is my luck. Every time I make up a name, this is a really funny story I'm not going to get into. But if I make up a name with some kind of random scenario, I run into a person with that name that I already know. So, like, if I make some joke with my wife, I'm like, oh, yeah, don't worry. My mistress' name is Veronica. I pick up like the most obscure name, and then we go to the gas station, and lo and behold, my buddy Keith and his girlfriend Veronica, and she's like, and I'm like, listen, I made that name up. I swear, I just made it up. I was just kidding. I was just kidding.
But you manifested a Veronica.
I did. That actually happened.
Yeah.
I made some joke about a Veronica, and then we went to the store randomly, and my buddy Keith was there. And I completely forgot his girlfriend's name was Veronica. And she was like right there. I was like, yes, Keith, this is and I was like, all right, let me hear about this one later. All right, cool.
All right, cool. What unpopular vampire media opinion do you hold that you're genuinely surprised no one's tried to cancel you for yet?
I think we've already covered half of this.
Yes, we have, but Eva will probably cancel me for saying this, but here I go. Lestat is not an alpha. He's not a bad boy vampire. He's merely a narcissist.
He's a whiny bitch.
Period, full stop. And a white, yeah, right.
At least he has a outlet through music, but
yes,
yeah.
I respect. I and don't get me wrong. I love Louis. I just love Lestat a little bit more. But I can, that's the thing. It's like both of us can respect the others' opinions, our guests' opinions, our fans' opinions. Like we can respect it. Doesn't mean we agree, but we absolutely respect and we welcome it. I mean, it's because that's the cool thing about vampires is, I mean, there's so much. There's so many different variations. There's so many different stories. There's so many. It's like to say that one's better than the other. You just can't. I mean, you absolutely can't. But I will tell you, Sako, this one, if anything, I'm going to answer it honestly, and this one's going to get me like tarred and feathered. But one is I genuinely like Twilight. A lot of fans hate Twilight. I actually like Twilight. Okay, I'm sorry. I do.
I have to watch it with riff tracks.
I'm a girl. I like the story. I love Stephanie Meyers. I like Twilight. It was a month of my life gone. I had to read all 5 books or 4 books or whatever they were together at one time. I was at stop signs literally picking it up. But the one thing that is going to get me canceled is I am a purist and about most, well, no, not even about most, about this one thing, and that is Interview with a Vampire, the new season. I can't get past the changes. I just can't. And I need therapy. It's therapy for a vampire host. I can't get past the changes. And I think it stems from the fact that I am such a huge Anne Rice fan. And I have every book. I've met her. The only time I've ever been flummoxed by a celebrity of any kind was when I met her, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't even talk. So when she got the rights back from the Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Day, after the Queen of the Dame, when she got the rights back, she made a post to her public saying that she was really excited to get the rights back. And what she wanted to do is in her mind, of course, she wrote the screenplay for Interview with a Vampire, and she thought it was perfect. Like, she didn't see a need to go back and redo it. And what she wanted to do was she wanted to start with book 2, Vampire Lestat, and move forward in a Game of Thrones like series. And so, then she passed. And then what they did is they went back to the first one, redid, Claudia was based on her child who died of leukemia. Like there was so many things, and the changes, I just can't get past it. Now, I am going to try and watch season 1. I'm going to try to separate out my feelings, and I'm going to watch season 1 only because in season 2 they pick up with the Vampire Lestat, and I really want to see with the music. I want to see where they go with it. So in order to do that, I got to get past season 1. So I am trying to get better, but when it comes to season 1, I'm such a purist, and so I just
You stick to the canon is what's
the canon.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Interview with a Vampire was the first movie I called my favorite movie.
Oh, wow.
And I, for that reason, have not even thought about watching that show. I could not bring myself to start it because I already know they're going to fuck it up. And
I was 10 minutes in and I was like, nope, can't do it. Like,
right. And I'm like, I didn't even get to the button to start the 10 minutes. Like, I'm just like, no, we can't do this. Now I'll say this as such a fan of the movie per se. If you're willing to fight through this,
it's a fight. It is a fight.
If you're willing to fight through this,
if only you could see the look on his face.
Yeah.
If you're willing to fight through it, I'll fight through it with it. Do you ever say something and regret it instantly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm regretting saying it now.
I am sometimes dramatic for the sake of flair. There was no drama there. That was physically hard for me to say. When I said I avoid watching season 1 of this show, like the idea of the show pissed me off. The fact it was happening pissed me off, and I refused. I love you. I do. I love you, Eva. I do.
I will tell you what is starting my transition into this. I have not started it yet because I'm prepping myself into this. Because I'm feeling your pain. I'm absolutely feeling your pain. I started watching the Talamasca because they actually have some cross characters and stuff, David, and so I'm easing into this world with the Talamasca. And so
what we're going to have to do, and I'll propose it here live, we'll have to find some kind of joint project between Sako and the Moon and Vamp Chat that might have to involve
Walmart.
No, we're gonna do all that.
That's
That's totally different. This is gonna have to involve us actually sitting through Interview with a Vampire, the show, and
like a commentary show. Like
we if you're down, I'm down.
I'm down.
Like mystery. What is it? Mystery Science Theater 3000 or
You bet. You bet.
However, we could do a review show. We could do like a special edition Sako on the Moon Vamp Chat where we just go. I don't know how many episodes there is. Please say it's not like 10.
I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah.
We can do like a special little thing. We can do like a quick little half hour. All right, we watched episode 1. Here's what's going on. Here's how we thought about it. Move on. We can do. I'm laying it out before you guys. We can figure out a joint project because I will not be able to get through that.
That will make it. That would probably make it a little bit easier for me. It would make it a have to.
Yeah, because I won't be able to watch it without someone being like, Moon, we got recording in 30 minutes.
This is therapy for Eva and the Moon.
You know what? We can write that. We'll call it that. We'll call it therapy for Eva and the
Moon. I gotta write that down.
Everybody's just raving about it. I just can't.
I saw the first season. I watched part of the second season. The first season, it's different. It was well done. I love the actors. I think the actors were really doing a great job. But
don't say it's different. We're having a hard enough time as it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm game if you are, Moon, because that would make it a little bit more palatable, I think. If I have somebody else suffering through it with me.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it.
You bet. I am so in.
Therapy for Eva and the Moon. We can do that.
Have you seen it, Sako?
I have seen 2 episodes.
You got that far? That's amazing.
It's dry.
You got through a whole season. And listen, well, I don't want you guys to influence our thoughts.
Okay.
We're biased enough. So you're gonna have to let us just go in blind and give our genuine thought.
Okay.
I love a new project, but
I'm gonna prep you right up front because I think if I'm remembering correctly, the one doing the interview is David. Which is totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Okay.
David doesn't even come in until Tale of a Body Thief.
Okay.
So
we got some prep work to do. You got a book to finish, so we got some time.
Yeah.
We got some time, but we're gonna. You got a book to finish. We need to make sure that your book is to the editor and available in July for you guys to have simultaneous releases available at the Imaginarium. And I have to clear my head from what I just agreed to. I have to clear my head.
It'll be great. We just got to schedule it. And
I wish this was stronger than water.
All right. So I have 5 rapid fire questions.
Oh, can we ask the last one?
Okay.
The Dead Vampire franchise.
I really like my answer.
Okay. If you could resurrect one dead vampire franchise and hand it to the weirdest possible director, what's the pairing?
Eva, you want to go first?
No, you go first, Dan.
Okay. Hear this. Night Night, directed by Wes Anderson. Can you imagine the mansion next to Charlie Brewster's house? It would look like a wedding cake, kind of like the Grand Budapest Hotel. And not be frightening at all.
I think that's a cool pairing. I really do.
Wedding cake. Okay.
And
okay, picture this. Castlevania, Tim Burton.
Oh, right on.
I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's a really good answer.
Where's Steve Harvey to check the survey? Where's that at?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about who might play the character, the characters in it, but You can't have Johnny Depp because he's already done Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I know Tim Burton loves him, but
What? Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
God.
I feel your pain on that one.
All right. As I was saying, 5 rapid fire questions. I'll probably target Eva first and then Dan.
Oh God. Okay.
So, if a vampire stole your phone, what's the one app they'd be most confused by?
Oh my God. If a vampire stole my phone, what would be the one app they'd be most confused by? Let me see. Probably Noodles and Company.
Oh.
How about you,
Okay.
Dan?
But I immediately came up with a QR scanner, but it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it, so I'm sorry. I failed.
There is no
I
fail.
think about these things, you know?
There is no
Let's
fail.
see.
A QR code. Where would the QR code go?
To
Well, they wouldn't know
Vamp
what
Chat
a
with Dan
QR
and
code was.
To
be able
Vamp
Yeah,
Chat.
that-
Yeah.
See,
If I
you brought it
remember
back.
redeemed
You brought it
myself.
back.
Yeah.
to Vamp Chat, yeah.
Brilliant. You get turned tonight. What's the first morally questionable thing you do? Eva.
I get turned tonight. What's the first morally questionable thing I do?
Mm-hmm.
Am I like evil or am I good?
Oh, it's Eva. Like, it depends on your mood at the time.
Oh my God. I don't know. Because I like to like think I'm good, but then I have this really evil dark side.
I have a dark
And
side.
I feel like if you become a vampire, your dark side comes out like almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm
because you
afraid
get to the point
of.
where it's like.
Override it.
Because I think
You
like what
know-
keeps most of us down is just like we have the fear of consequences.
Okay,
You're a vampire.
I'm gonna
What
say
consequences?
I'm gonna say
What
the
vampire
first.
fear concept?
I'm gonna say the first thing that came into my mind, but please don't judge me based on it. Is
This is a judge-free zone.
eat a priest.
We list eat a priest.
Nicely done. That's morally questionable.
This is the greatest episode we've ever done.
I'm an author. I'm a gothic horror author. I gotta go dark. I mean, that was the first thing that
eat a
came into my
priest.
brain.
Yeah.
Not that
Which
that's
classic?
what came into my brain.
Hold on, wait, Dan's gonna.
Oh, Dan's got to
away
get
with
in.
Not answering
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I got you.
What's the? I would struggle with this one, but I would probably have to run far away from my wife because I don't want to kill her. But I'd have to find like somebody elderly, so maybe sick, and kill them.
Oh,
You gotta go kill an old person.
You know
kill
what?
an
checks
old
out.
person so that you don't kill your loved one.
Even
Yeah.
as a vampire, you're channeling your inner Louis. I mean, you really are.
I feel like that's accurate though. I feel like it's a
Guilty.
very Dan thing to do. Vampire
Yeah.
Dan would do
With your
that.
collection of cats.
and I'm Lestat. I'm eating a priest. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch.
Okay, Eva.
You're getting a lot of the in-depth into Dan and Eva's brain here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love it.
Question number 3. Which classic monster would make the worst roommate for a vampire?
Nosferatu.
Oh, you bet.
Oh no,
Sorry.
no, classic monster. I'm sorry, classic monster would make roommate for vampire. Let's see.
But
The worst
Nosferatu is a good answer. I'm sorry.
Well, but he's a vampire. And I can immediately think of the.
Can you imagine them trying to share a space?
Probably. I'm gonna go with the Mummy.
Why
Take
the
two.
Mummy?
Just he's boring.
He's boring.
Boring.
I have
And
to
he'd
be really
be
funny
leaving
after
little
Dan.
Playing
shreds.
cello.
If we're going with Dan's favorite trope, he'd be leaving little shreds of paper everywhere and
Oh,
I'm
sure.
with this.
clean up after the dust. the constant need to clean up after him, because I'd probably be an OCD neat freak vampire knowing me. But yeah, I mean, no conversation, because all the mummy ever does is so what kind of conversations are you gonna have with him?
No conversation.
Yeah, and he goes so slow. I mean, it's like it's like, speed up, we got to get somewhere. That was
kind of like a zombie, in that regard.
Well, in a way, they are.
More or less,
like we'll have to bring that up in our zombie.
Unless he's like a Menotap in the movies, but my luck, I'd get if you're going classic monster. The mummy was kind of, I don't even see how he killed anybody, because everybody could run away from him. Like,
the mummy's curse, like I don't know if they actually get away.
What about you, Dan?
Okay. How about you, Dan?
Okay. So you've got your classic monster, the vampire, right? I think pairing him with another classic monster is okay. It's kind of boring. I'm going to say a cryptid, like Bigfoot.
Okay.
Bigfoot would be a terrible roommate for a vampire, because he's just big and smelly. He's always he smells like the outdoors, and he doesn't use deodorant, and I just think they'd be just a completely wrong thing for a vampire to live with.
Oh, you bet, especially an OCD vampire.
I got something to follow up with the original answer of Nosferatu. Like, I can just picture like vampire odd couple. That's why I started laughing, especially as you started to describe the mummy. Like, to just watch the odd couple. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
But gothic and in a minor key, and just trying to live together.
Yeah. Totally.
Excellent.
I would watch every episode, every second of that program. I'm not going to write it. Somebody out there, please write 2 vampires in the odd couple. It just, I'll consult, but whatever. I don't have to be a part of it.
So I mentioned my VTM addiction earlier this episode. I have an archaic document from like 1991 of the progenitors of each clan basically talking politics. It's hilarious. The more you know about vampire lore, the funnier it is. And it's so it's kind of been done, the odd couple, because it's Ventru versus Malkov.
I want to watch it.
And
just send it to me and we'll watch it.
Ventru versus Malkov. That's funny.
It's a document, and maybe one of these days I'll release the document. I don't know. It's
release
very
the
long.
Files. The VTM files.
The VTM files.
I would love to, but it would be hilarious. Like, we're talking about horror comedies, and I think we can mildly call Therapy for a Vampire a comedic horror. Comedic vampire movie. That would be so funny. The Odd Couple, it's 2 vampires trying to coexist in the same castle or whatever. I actually rather have them in an apartment in New York, but
I like the Bigfoot and
I think
a vampire.
You could do a series. You could do a series where it's like a particular vampire and a rotating list of roommates.
Roommate.
Sure. Yeah.
At the end of every episode, he kicks the other roommate out, which opens the door. And every episode ends with some reason to kick them out, and then he's reapplying the ad in the newspaper, and the next monster for the next episode answers it. I think I just wrote it.
There you go.
You just wrote it.
Damn it.
Because that's what every writer needs. Another project.
Another project.
Yeah.
You can erase one vampire trope from existence.
Ooh.
Which one dies first?
So which
Oh, thank
vampire?
God he was going first.
I gotta erase one that I hate. What's one that I hate?
Sparkle.
Mine is so easy.
Oh my gosh. I like hypnosis.
I'm really stuck here.
Oh my God. This was a good question.
I got a from the hip response. You want me to
Go
You go,
for it.
Dan. You go,
Okay,
Dan.
Just go for it.
It bothers me when vampires are portrayed as eating human food or drinking human drinks or smoking. You know, we see that in a lot of them, and it doesn't ruin the story for me. But if I could banish one trope, it would be that or refine the trope by eliminating a few things. I would say the vampires can only drink human blood, or maybe just blood, and that drinking a cocktail or eating human food would make them sick, violently ill.
That is how I run it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if they have the eat food merit, that
Mhm.
just prolongs how long you have before you get sick.
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah. That's a good one.
yeah.
I was never a fan of, like, I love Charlene Harris's Sookie Stackhouse books, and not a huge fan of True Blood, not a true fan of the show, but I don't like the Blood Substitute. To piggyback on that, I don't like it. Probably the one that I would do away with, though, is the ability to feed off the animals.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, that you can sustain yourself off of animals, you know.
Sorry, Danny, I got rid of all those cats.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting, but if I had to do away with one, I think that would probably be like, you gotta
save the animals.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is
Yeah.
a shot at Louis for drinking the blood of the rats.
Right.
This is a shot. This is a Louis shot.
Well,
It's
it's not so much to save the animals. It's just like, and this is the little stat coming out in me, but it's like the moral, like, oh, I don't want to kill a human, I'm gonna feed off of animals, you know, that whole moral thing.
So by eliminating the ability to feed off of animals and sustain themselves, they're forced to be murderers, or at least attackers. You know, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You could feed in small amounts off of humans, or you could thrall them to you know, take little bits, but like, you can't just, you know, just say, oh, I'm just going to feed off of animals because I don't want to kill, and I don't, you know, that to me,
that sounds like a personal shot
it's
at
weak
Louis.
sauce.
I'm
like
killing.
See, it's the whole Lestat versus Louis thing.
It really is.
Coming back.
It really
Always comes back to that.
It comes back to Louis versus Lestat.
Yeah. Who knew it was that deep?
Yeah. Yeah.
First chance she got to take out Louis, she's like, yeah, no. Eating off of rats, we're not doing that no more. Now what, Louis? Now what?
If your shadow being like the witchy concept of shadow, you know, the negative parts of yourself and whatnot, if your shadow developed a personality, would it gossip about you or blackmail you?
If my shadow developed a personality, it would almost certainly blackmail me. Don't know why I said that.
That's a soundbite.
Would it blackmail me, or what was the other choice?
Gossip.
Gossip. There's not much to gossip about. It would blackmail me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's nothing really to blackmail. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of a relatively boring person. I don't know what the heck it would blackmail me about. I mean, I'm boring and I'm wide open, so there's really nothing to blackmail. You know, other than it might tell on me for the priest, but I mean, you know.
Well, that priest had it coming.
Yeah. It would probably party with me. To be honest with you, it probably wouldn't either. It'd probably just party with me. So.
That's right. All right.
All right.
I'm one with my darkness.
Nicely done. So that was the rapid fire 5 questions. And do you have any upcoming stuff or anything that you would like to promote?
Well, first of all, we are hoping that we can announce an event with Dacre Stoker, another event in the next few months, and I'll just leave it at that. We're working on it right now. We're gonna have a meeting on it about it on Monday. But yeah, we're really excited about creating a special experience for people in a speakeasy environment. Let's just put it that way. And then
tell Dacre that Sako and the Moon said hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would love to see him in July.
We would, Eva and I would too. Absolutely, yeah. And we'd love to get him here to Louisville. So yeah.
And I guess we so February, it's either going to be February 4th or February 18th is when Vamp Chat will start.
Okay.
So one of the two. We have to see.
Season 4.
Yep, return for season 4. So we're building out that. We are at the Imaginarium, like we've said before, in July.
And we'll also have a live stream from there as well. We'll begin our 5th season from, I believe, the main stage.
So we're just right now we're kind of like you said, we're on break and we're building up everything that to happen in season 4 and 5 for that matter. So just follow us on Facebook, Instagram, vampchatwithdanandeva.com, because we'll be announcing quite a few stuff coming up here really soon, actually. So fast approaching, and I'm writing furiously. So
go furiously. So go to their websites and go listen to their podcast. You got plenty of time between now and February to catch up on the other 3 seasons of Vamp Chat. Trust me, it will become one of your favorite new podcasts. I mean, obviously, we got Sako the Moon.
Thank you.
But
thanks so much.
I'll do, and then I say that not because you're here, but I say as someone who listens to the show, I love how your interviews are crisp, they're clean. There are some the J.R. Ward interview. Eva and J.R. Ward were like best friends on that episode.
I'm trying to get lunch with her. I'm trying to go to lunch with her.
I would love the invite. I just want to sit at the table nearby, and listen to that. That was great. But they're genuine interviewers. They're genuine people, and they have great guests. They have different segments to their show, so there's always something new to listen about. So definitely take some time between now and February to listen to the 3 seasons of Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. I know it sounds like a lot. It really isn't. You guys can get through it. It's going to be worth a watch. Stay tuned for whatever happens with me and Eva as far as therapy. We're going to need it. We're going to so need
with Moon and Eva.
We have alcohol during this.
You bet.
You should. And so if any distillery wants to sponsor us or a winery, you want to sponsor that program? We're listening. Trust me, we're listening.
Urban.
Even split. I'll take either one. I'll take both. Same time. They both have books out now. They have Fiona's Guardian and they have a Fury. So you should definitely read those books between now and July because they're both working on sequels that should be out in July. You want to be prepared for those. There's so much these people are doing. They are fantastic guests. I love you guys. It's a pleasure to be able to call you guys my friends. And I'm so glad that you were able to spend about 2 hours on this episode. It was well worth it.
Well, we love you too, both of you, and thank you for having us on. It's really been a great time talking with you guys again, and getting an extra star out of you, Moon, for Therapy with a Vampire. I mean, we just pulled that.
Okay. So in your email, you said that you wanted another movie to review from me.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give you a choice. You can. You can converse, and you can pick. Or one can do one and one can do the other. Don't care. And we're staying along the comedy theme here. Okay. So The first one is Vamps, VAMP.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
fun one.
2012, directed by Amy Heckerling, has Alicia Silverstone in it. So
Okay.
you can do Vamps, or you can
Or-
do Vamp, VAMP,
Mhm.
which is
Plural or
directed by Richard
non-plural?
Flynn
Okay.
in 1986. And it has Grace Jones in it. It has Robert Russler in it as AJ. So either Vamp or Vamps.
I would do Vamps,
Plural.
plural.
Let's go.
Okay.
Is that also on Tubi? Because
Moon, you do
everything on
Vamp.
Tubi.
You do Vamp. It's an 86. It's a very 80s comedy horror with Grace Jones. Grace Jones does an amazing. I'm not gonna. You know.
Her makeup is just insane.
wow.
Yeah.
Of course, she's wild, but yeah. This is height of the 80s. Very, very 80s.
Gotcha.
Brilliant.
All right.
So,
Vamp or
yes.
Vamps. Gotcha.
And can I make one small plug? So I did write
Absolutely.
a story for an anthology.
Yes.
It's called Spicy Wishes and Holiday Kisses. It's actually an anthology written by the Kentuckiana Romance Writers Group. All the proceeds go to charity for it. And shocker, my story is not about a vampire. It's actually about Krampus. So
nice.
The Kentuckiana Romance Writers Group was kind enough to let a gothic horror author into the fold. And they're a great group, and it's a thick, and there's like I can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, like there's like 15 authors in this thing. It's well worth the money. All the proceeds, 100% goes to charity. So Spicy Wishes and Holiday Kisses.
So we have a lot of recommendations out there. Mind you, this is the holiday season, and you are running out of time of buying gifts. If you don't know what to give someone who is a reader, or if you know someone who knows someone who's a reader, there's a whole bunch of books right in front of you in these 4 little boxes that you can purchase from. I'm not going to necessarily push the Cowboy Collection by Dewan Hearn, and I'm sure Sako would never tell you to buy Flambeau or Hope's Chest. She would never do that, not on air.
Never.
But do you have a copy of A Fury nearby?
I've got one.
No.
Thank you, Dan. I just want to show off the covers.
There, I got it.
So
All right.
bad.
So let's get the light.
There it
So
is.
Ooh, I like your
you
cover.
can grab A Fury by Eva Beatrice. You can get
see, I don't know
Fiona's
if you can.
Guardian. You can pick up that anthology.
There's that anthology.
Right
Nice
there.
cover.
There it is.
That is fun. So if you are a reader, or you know someone who's a reader, or you someone who you want, maybe like, hey, here's an opportunity to read some new things. 3 books right in front of you. 2 books coming up, hopefully in July.
They will. They will be.
Furiously writing those books.
Yeah.
And we're just going to plug that. We're just going to say it all the time. Buy the books. Buy the books. And if for whatever reason you're not going to buy a book from any of us, there are plenty of other anthologies out there where the money goes to charities. There are plenty of other indie authors out there. There are a lot of independent bookstores.
Yes.
I'm sure there are some near you. I'm sure they have websites that you can order from. Get your books.
Dan, what is the website?
Bookshop.org. If you prefer the convenience of online shopping, but you also want to support an independent bookstore, bookshop.org allows you to do that. So when you make your purchase, you direct the profits. You're given a place to fill out a form, just a little bit, direct the profits to a specific bookstore. You can do that using bookshop.org.
Indie bookstores, yeah.
I knew that there was one. I forgot who was I was plugging out. It was Stan. So there's a bunch of ways you can utilize this holiday season to support your indie author, your local bookstore. Keep the money where it is, help the community out. And there's plenty of books here. Buy the books. Buy all the books. They make your bookshelf look fantastic. They're also pretty dope to read.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we done enough plugging. Sako can
I wrap this bad boy up?
The sun's about to rise, and these vampires got to get back in their coffins.
That's right. Yep.
Yep. I had a thing at 1, but I think I'm gonna do away with that. Okay, so that's our chat with Dan and Eva from Vamp Chat. Champions of chaos, connoisseurs of undead drama, and maybe the only people who can turn a vampire trope argument into performance art. Go follow their show, send them your weirdest fan theories, and support the creators creating horror fun, loud, and gloriously strange. Until next time, Moonlings, stay curious, stay spooky, and whatever you do, invite your local vampire to argue media criticism. They have opinions. This has been Sako and the Moon. Until next time, keep your light close and your monsters closer.